What if your kitchen garden could be designed exactly around the foods your elderly parents need and love eating every day? In today's episode, I ask a simple but very powerful question. What vegetables should we plant for our elderly parents or loved ones? And why those specific ones? To answer that question, I went straight to the source, my mother's weekly meal plan. Because a productive kitchen garden isn't just about growing food. It's about growing the right food. The vegetables that support healthy aging, cultural traditions, and daily nourishment. But before we go far, for those who are new here, welcome, welcome. And for those returning, thank you for coming back. I'm Eileen. In this channel, I document our journey of homesteading while caring for an elderly parent in rural Kenya. You will find stories and practical guides on culturally sensitive eldercare. You'll also find information on how we grow nutrient-dense, organic, indigenous vegetables. Also, information on traditional cooking methods and recipes, and how we document family stories, food heritage, and African homestead traditions. You'll also find reflections on the experiences of African women striving to balance a career, caregiving, identity, and also home. If any of this sounds like your journey too, I encourage you to go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss upcoming episodes. Now, let's move into today's episode. How Mom's meal plan guided every vegetable we chose for her kitchen garden. In the last episode, which is titled How I Revived My Mother's Kitchen Garden Using Buried Compost, we prepared and enriched the soil. And once that was done, the next big question came up. What should we plant? Instead of guessing, I turned to my mother's weekly meal plan to understand a number of issues, including the following. What vegetables does she eat regularly? Which vegetables does she eat most frequently and why? What does she need for daily, weekly, or monthly meals? Which foods support her health as an elderly or senior person? Which vegetables hold cultural value? And which ones can we grow organically right here at home? Next, I'm going to take you through the exact process that I followed. There are a number of steps that I took, and step one has to do with creating a list of vegetables on Mom's meal plan. I began by making a list of all the vegetables that Mom eats every day and every week. Her meals typically include mostly indigenous vegetables. And when I talk of indigenous vegetables in Kenya or in the community where I originate from, we are talking about managua, African nightshade. We are talking about saga, that's the spider plant. We are talking about kunde, which is cowpea leaves. We are talking about egetando, which is the porcelain. We are talking about omotere, which is the jute mallow. We are talking about enderema, which is the vine spinach. And we are also talking about amaranth. We also find tomatoes, onions, cayenne pepper, beans, pumpkins, spinach, which is also known as Swiss chard. We find kale, pumpkin leaves, ginger, turmeric, sweet potatoes, groundnuts, bananas, carrots, beetroots, and a variety of herbs, including mint, rosemary, sage, lemongrass. All of these are important to her daily health routine. Once I had the list, that's the list of all the vegetables on Mom's meal plan, I highlighted the vegetables that appear daily or at least 3 times a week. Those are the vegetables that I decided we must grow because they're essential to Mom's nutrition and well-being. After preparing the list, I moved on to stage 2 or step 2, which is all about deciding which vegetables to plant on Mom's kitchen garden. What did I do here? I compared Mom's meal plan with the available garden space. From there, I was able to make decisions which I based on the following 3 factors. The first factor had to do with frequency of use. That's vegetables she eats most often, like managua, saga, pumpkin leaves, and egetando. These are the vegetables that I ended up assigning the largest section on Mom's kitchen garden, which is not so big, again, which is not so small. It's about 60 or 70 feet of width and about 80 to 90 feet of length. The next factor which I considered was the nutritional needs for healthy aging. We gave priority to vegetables that are rich in certain micronutrients. These are the vegetables that support immunity, they support bone health, they support digestion, and also overall strength. And the third factor that I considered was affordability and freshness, in that home gardening helps us save money. Considering the kitchen garden and her kitchen is only 30 meters apart, this means that she gets to enjoy vegetables which have been picked just minutes before cooking. Usually when I look at the location of Mom's kitchen garden, I'm like, this is the real definition of farm to fork or farm to table, in that it's so close, very, very fresh food. And considering that the production is all organic, we don't add any synthetic material. We only make compost within the farm and use it there. It means that she gets to eat very organic, pesticide-free, chemical-free vegetables. So they have a lot of nutrients, and also that these are vegetables that she can easily recognize, because some of them like saga, managua, egetando, these are vegetables that she's grown with, vegetables that she's eaten throughout her life. With that, you find that there's a lot of what I can call trust, in that since she already knows the food, she can recognize it from appearance, from taste. It means that she knows that she's being served food which is good for her body and for her well-being. So that builds a lot of trust, especially in old age, when somebody is preparing the food for you, but they are serving you food that you can recognize. So it creates a lot of trust with your caregiver that they are serving you good food, familiar food. Once I was done with step 2 above, I moved on to step 3. In this section, we are looking at allocating space to various vegetables based on usage. Does Mom use this specific vegetable on a daily basis, weekly or monthly basis? We allocated a larger area of the plot of the kitchen garden to the following vegetables. Vegetables that Mom uses on a daily basis. Examples of these are managua, saga, tomatoes, egetando, and some herbs. The idea behind this allocation is to allow for continuous harvesting. Since these are the vegetables that Mom uses often, we allocated a larger area so that as we harvest, if we are harvesting on a daily basis or every other day or every 3 days, it means that by the time you get to the end of the plot in terms of harvesting, you'll find that so many days or so many weeks have already passed, which means that the area where you started from would have regenerated. After that, we moved on to vegetables that we grouped together and called weekly vegetables. To these vegetables, we allocated what I can call medium-sized space. Examples of these vegetables are kunde, beans, because we use bean leaves as vegetables, the omotere, that's the jute mallow, and also herbs. The third level or category of vegetables is what we classified as monthly vegetables. So these are vegetables that are not used very often. We planted them away from the kitchen garden. There is land which is adjacent to the kitchen garden. but there is a fence in between. Some of the examples are sweet potatoes, groundnuts, beetroot, carrots, bananas, and mito. After grouping the different vegetables into groups, we moved on to step 4, where we used intercropping and companion planting to look at how do you optimize the layout of these vegetables within the kitchen garden in such a way that they assist each other. I'm not going to delve much into intercropping and companion cropping, but the goal is to help us repel harmful pests and also as a way to improve on the flavor and also to reduce damage from pests. All these are traditional African gardening techniques which have worked for generations. If you would like a detailed episode on how we do intercropping and companion planting, comment below. Share a list of vegetables that you would like to learn about. I'll record an episode to answer your question. Next, I'll talk about why growing your own vegetables matters, the benefit. One of the benefits is that growing our own food is very affordable compared to buying. Another reason why we grow our own vegetables is that it helps us to eat clean, to eat nutrient-dense foods or vegetables, and also to eat vegetables that are free of chemicals. Growing your own food at home, as you'll be seeing if you come along with me on this journey, you can grow your own vegetables without adding any synthetic inputs. And that's what we do on Mom's kitchen garden. And also, why grow your own vegetables? It's because it connects us, and especially Mom, to her food traditions and her food heritage. Because there's so much, there are so many stories that we can write about by just picking one food item and then starting to talk about that. If you need to learn more on the role of food in our heritage, in our traditions, in our family stories, just comment below so that I can come back to that. Also, why it matters for us to grow our own vegetables is that it supports healthy aging through nutrition and physical exercise. In that, while our elderly parents are out there gardening, it's a form of very good exercise, physical, when they stand, when they bend, when they kneel, and also when they stay out in the sun, they breathe fresh air. By growing our own foods, it gives elderly people a chance to transfer their vegetable knowledge, recipes, and also skills on food preparation, food cultivation to the younger generation. Now that we've selected what to plant, which is based on Mom's meal plan, future episodes I'll cover related topics. This will be how we sourced seeds and seedlings for planting. If the information that I've shared above on how we relied or referenced Mom's meal plan in deciding on what we are going to plant on her kitchen garden. So if you've been inspired by this information and now you are ready to design a kitchen garden around your family's meals, all that you need to do is just to tap that subscribe button and turn on the notifications so that you can come along with me on this journey, so that you too can start implementing the steps that I have implemented. Together, we are going to grow food. We are going to help in preserving culture and also in caring for our elderly parents in a very, very meaningful way. So, by choosing what to plant based on Mom's real needs, we are not just gardening. We are creating a cycle of nourishment and love that spans generations. Thank you for coming this far with me. See you in future episodes. For now, click here to watch the next episode. Until next time, it's my time to say goodbye. Bye-bye.